Well, thank you, Joe, and welcome into the Stat Leader segment right here on the Joe Show, bringing you the second update of the stat leaders for boys and girls basketball around the area. And without further ado, we'll just dive right in, and we'll start with the girls this week, and we'll start in the rebounding category. Coming in at number 5 is Katie Wagner of Winford, averaging 9.5 rebounds per game. They're 4-4, 2-3 this season in the Northern 10 Conference. At number 4 is Emily Klopp, another Northern 10 player, 9.6 rebounds per game for this Mohawk Lady Warrior. At number 3, Ava Brown of the Lexington Minutemen, 9.73 rebounds per game. They are 3-8, 2-5 this year. At number 2 is Haley Snyder from the River Valley Lady Vikings, who are 6-3, 4-1, and looking to compete with the likes of Clear Fork and Shelby for an MOAC title. She is averaging 10.3 rebounds per game. And at number 1 is Corey Vermilia, 12.8 rebounds per game from the Loudonville Lady Redbirds, who are 9-2, 3-0 this year. Now we'll move on to the category of scoring, and coming in at number 5 is Kate Cecil, 13.4 points per game for the Lady Buckeye. They're 10-1, 6-0, and let's take a closer look at Kate, show you just how she's been getting it done on the scoring side. Such a crafty guard, taking after her sister who graduated last season and covering a lot of that scoring load for Buckeye Central this year. At number 4 is Emily Klopp of the Mohawk Lady Warriors, 14.6 points per game for her. At number 3 is Ava Steele of Pleasant. They are 9-3, 4-2 in the MOAC. She's averaging just over 15 points per game. At number 2, Brooklyn Mosher of the Lady Vikings of River Valley, 17 points per game for her so far this year. And at number 1, yet again, Corey Vermilia, averaging 28.4 points per game, a comfortable cushion for the Lady Redbird. In our final category of assists, coming in at number 5 is Kirsten Bradley from Mansfield Senior, averaging 3.7 assists per game. Right above her, only 0.01 ahead, Kaya Wentz, 3.8 points per game for the Lady Tiger. At number 3, Jolie Hamilton, 4.2 assists per game for the Lady Warrior of Mohawk. At number 2, Demi Hip, 4.3 assists per game for the Lady Whippet of Shelby. They're 8-3, 5-1. And at number 1 is Riley Conser of Buckeye Central, 4.5 assists per game for the one-loss Buckeye Central Lady Buckettes. Now we'll switch sides and take a look at the stat leaders for boys hoops around the area. We'll start off with rebounds. Coming in at number 5, Isaac Mason, almost 9 rebounds per game for the Tiger from Seneca East. They're 7-2, 3-2 this season. At number 4, Alex Brushcotter, 9.5 rebounds per game for the junior. Shelby sitting atop the MOAC. At number 3, another conference frontrunner, this time in the OCC, Baden Forup, 9.86 rebounds per game for him. The Lexington Minutemen still remain unbeaten after a big win last night over Worcester. At number 2, Jacob Maddie, 11.2 rebounds per game for the Eagle of Colonel Crawford. They're 6-3, 4-1. And at number 1 is Sam McMillan, 12.4 rebounds per game for the Winford Royal. Now we'll move on to the category of scoring. And at 5, we have a tie. We actually have Alex Brushcotter and Cooper Kent, both averaging 18.2 points per game, both in the MOAC. Galleon 5-5, 2-3 this season. At number 4, Carson Myers, 18.6 points per game for River Valley. They're also battling for the MOAC title with Shelby. They're 6-3, 4-1. At number 3, AJ Hess, 20.2 points per game for Mohawk. At number 2, Braxton Baker, 22.1 points per game for Colonel Crawford. And let's take a look at just what Baker's been able to do this season, handling the bulk of the scoring for the Eagles, who a little bit more of a topsy-turvy year from last year, but a big win last night over Northmore has them trending in the right direction. And finally, at number 1, Trey Booker, 23.7 points per game for the Pleasant Spartans. They're 3-4, 2-3. Finally, we move on to assist. Coming in at number 5, Marquise Long of Harding, 4.3 assists per game for Mr. Long. At number 4, Braden Young of the Cary Blue Devils. They're 7-0, 5-0 in the Northern 10. He's averaging nearly 4.5 assists per game. At number 3, Isaac Mason, 4.9 for the Seneca East Tiger. And at number 1B, instead of 2, Alex Brushcotter, 5.3 assists per game for the Shelby Whippets. And also at 5.3, 1A, Kanan Allen, 5.3 assists for the Winford Royals, who again are 6-3, 3-2. So that wraps up your stat leaders update for this episode. Any coaches out there that think or know for a fact that they have a player that should be on this list, just send your cumulative season stats to the email listed on your screen by noon on Wednesdays, and we'll make sure we get them included in our list. But that's it. Thank you, and back to you, Joe.